Coming up, the king of pop is dead, long live the king, as surely most of his inorganic body will. And if a wallaby chases the dragon, will he catch it or step on some UFO toes? Will I am what I am, and what I am is a man who lets my underlings do my fighting for me. All this and more, this is The News Show. Welcome to The News Show. I'm Aarti Sequeira. This week brought to you by Ross Steve's handyman. There's nothing he can't fix. Except maybe a nuclear reactor. Maybe. Our top story, Michael Jackson, the king of pop and the prince of strange behavior, has died at age 50 after an apparent cardiac arrest. Emergency personnel rushed to his Southern California home but could not find his pulse, although that's because Jackson has been pulse-free since the making of Moonwalker, when he had his heart replaced by an Atari 2600. North Korea continued its war of words this week. The communist regime promised a fire shower of nuclear retaliation for any American-led attack. The threat confused much of the North Korean populace, who, having very limited contact with running water, had no idea what a shower was. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has signed a book deal to write his autobiography. It's expected to be published in spring 2011, a few months after former President George W. Bush's memoir comes out, and it may even be considered a flash sequel, as Cheney will be writing that one too.
I'd fix it if I could, and I'd always swear.
Crops across Ethiopia are at risk of being destroyed by swarms of locusts. The United Nations reports the insects are flying in from northern Somalia and are the stupidest locusts on records as they dash from starving nation to starving nation. The oldest handcrafted musical instrument ever discovered was unearthed in a German cave this week. Carved some 35,000 years ago, it appears to be a flute made out of bird bone, and not, as my dirty granddad suggested, a skin flute. The latest round of mysterious crop circles in Tasmania has been explained. Wallabies have been snacking on the island's legally grown opium poppy fields, getting high as a kite and then hopping around in circles. Now, why a high wallaby can make this, and I tend to make stuff like this, well, that shall remain a mystery. And now a word from our sponsor, Ross Steve's handyman.
What's he building in there? What the hell is he building in there?
Ed McMahon, host of Star Search, hander-over of giant checks, and most famously Johnny Carson's sidekick, died this week at the ripe old age of 86. He will be missed and is already annoying St. Peter at the gates of heaven by laughing loudly at everything he says, funny or not. The Oscars just doubled up, or down. Next year's Oscars will present a wider field than ever before in the Best Picture category. 10 nominees will vie for the Golden Statue instead of the usual 5, because what people in Hollywood are really suffering from is lack of attention. Perez Hilton is suing the tour manager of the Black Eyed Peas. The tour manager apparently punched the celebrity blogger in the face following a shouting match between Hilton and BEP member will.i.am. Hilton promptly took to the internet, recording an 11-minute tears and curse-filled rant that proved nearly as satisfying to watch as if I had punched him in the face myself. And that's the news show for this week. I'm Aarti Sequeira, and remember, the pen is mightier than the sword, but only if you can get close enough to stab it in the sword bearer's back. See you next week.
Good news,